Hello Cancer, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your October 2019 reading. So I'm just going to start off with the major astrological events, so I will be skimming over a few of the minor events. So during the first week, on the 3rd, we've got forward motion on change as Pluto is direct in Capricorn. Also on the 3rd, there's communication transformation as Mercury enters Scorpio. On the 4th, also during the first week, we've got a relationship drive as Mars enters Libra. And at the end of the first week, or around the start of the second week, we've got on the 8th, love is getting saucy as Venus enters Scorpio. During the second week, on the 13th, we're closing up fiery chapters as the Sun is sextile with Jupiter, and there is also a full moon in Aries. And on the end of the second week, or the start of the third week, we've got on the 23rd a spotlight on secrets and change as the Sun enters Scorpio. And on the fourth week, on the 27th, there are intense new beginnings as Mars is square with Saturn and there is a new moon in Scorpio. Last but not least, our only major retrograde of the month on the 31st, feeling communication slows as there is a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Let me just tilt this out a little bit better. All right. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you, my lovely subscribers and repeat viewers, welcome back. For the newbies, I use my two decks, my Tarot of the Cat deck right here. Shuffled it before, but I'm just shuffling it again. That's to pull 4 cards that represent the first, second, third, and fourth week of the month. And then I make sure you stick around until the end where you pick a destiny card from my Thoth deck. Wow, okay, it is going to be a bit of up and down this month, but you at least are finishing with grace. So let's just give me a moment to quickly look at all of these cards. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, you have a lesson to learn this month, but you will learn it fast. So during the first week, we have got rejuvenation. Now for me, rejuvenation is a rebirth, it is leveling up, it is shedding your old skin and being born anew. It could be represented by a baptism, being born anew, washing away the old. It could be represented by shedding of a snake skin. You are literally being born anew. And it is an absolutely fantastic feeling. Any baggage previously is going to be gone. Anything that was holding you back, you have completely released. And it is such a refreshing, amazing, empowering, free, expressive energy during the first week. You are literally rejuvenated. So that also makes sense because on the 3rd, there's a forward motion on change as Pluto is direct in Capricorn. Now, during the second week, we have got the 5 of Wands. So Wands could very well be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius influence, but essentially you or someone close to you in your life has a lot on their plate and they are not coping, they are not managing, and even if they were denying it before, and even if they're still consciously denying it, they are beginning to become, if they weren't before, they might have been aware before they had too much on their plate, but at least by the time the second week comes around, they know they've got too much on their plate. They are not coping. Things are falling apart, unstable, chaotic, not a good feeling. So during the 3rd week, we have got the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is someone who is suffering. However, at this point, at this stage in the game, they have accepted where they are. They've accepted their fate. They've stopped resisting. They've stopped struggling. They've stopped pushing back away from it because they have now gained enlightenment. Now, humans are a funny thing. We're a funny species. We don't necessarily need to suffer to gain enlightenment, but 99.999% of us just so happen to only really gain enlightenment when we are suffering, because when things are going well, come on, it's kind of hard to focus on spiritual growth sometimes because things are just going so good. Maybe you're not going to focus on it, but the suffering, the struggle in the second week, during the third week, I mean, it could be you, it could be someone else, but if it is someone else, it's likely the person who was struggling with coping and keeping up during the second week. It's probably you for the most part, for most of you watching, but not for some of you. But yeah, so rebirth during the first week, struggle during the second week, enlightenment and acceptance of your position during the third week, and that also might align with on the 23rd, the sun enters Scorpio, as there is a spotlight on secrets and change. So a spotlight on things that need to change, a spotlight on things such as secrets that may have been hidden before. During the fourth week, you're back to being grounded. We've got the Queen of Swords. So, could very well be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius influence in your life. I mean, it might be you, it might be someone else. I think for most of you it is your energy, but it could be someone else with this energy that is helping give you stability. Someone who is calm, logically able to think rationally. And, you know, I really do think that after the experience of the Hanged Man during the third week, that you are able just to calmly, logically rationalize things, get your feet on the ground, more stability, and a more clear vision of where you're going to go in the future, not necessarily making any moves, but just being more clear-headed, of sound mind. You've gained a lot of wisdom. All right, so I'm just looking at the residual energy from the previous month. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. So that could very well be, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence in your life, but essentially it's family. So that is residual energy that has bled into the beginning of this month from the previous month. Family, and that's pretty much it. So let's pull an energy card and make sure you stick around to the very end where you pick your own destiny card. All right, so this is my Tarot of the Thoth deck. I've already shuffled it off camera, but I'm shuffling it just a little bit more. Interesting. Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. So this was whatever's happened this month was not everything in my, I think that this is my personal opinion I'm about to say here, but I feel like that there is it's a little bit of, there are some things that are in your destiny, but there's more than one pathway to get there, to the things that we really, really need to accomplish in this life, our pre-birth intentions. There was a crossroads, or there is a crossroads, but I feel like for most of you there was a crossroads that led to your rebirth in a sense during the first week, and the struggle, the acceptance, and then the now mental stability, right? So this was something to do, it could be a karmic influence, it could be that you had particularly picked a particular path to accomplish a particular goal, but it was like a split in the road, a fork in the road. So this is definitely, it's not just destiny, but it was also maybe for some of you potentially a little bit of a choice, but this could also be a little bit of karma as well. All right, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Always go with your gut instinct on this one, the first number that comes to your head. Cool. All right, if you picked 1, we've got the Hierophant. Could possibly be a Taurus influence in your life, but I feel like there might be some sort of religious or spiritual revelation that you've had specifically in the first week with rejuvenation, as it is a rebirth. And It could be like being born anew, a refreshing of the spirit, a refreshing of spirituality, spiritual thought, religious thought. So that's really cool that you've had almost like a spiritual rebirth. If you pick 2, we've got the 7 of Swords, futility. And that could also be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius influence. Now, that also might have to do with before you have stability, like you will in the 4th week with the Queen of Swords, you kind of have to give up, which kind of matches up with a Hanged Man in the 3rd week. Resistance is futile. And, you know, I feel like during the 2nd week, you're going to be resisting what's going on, maybe thoughts in your head, what's going on, but mainly thoughts in your head. During the 3rd week, you're going to finally accept and give up. And it's finally because of that giving up, resistance is futile, during the 4th week that you actually have been able to regain your power, regain your consciousness, regain your thought, regain your rationality. If you picked 3, we've got the Emperor. That could possibly be an Aries influence in your life, but essentially I do feel like the Emperor has a lot in common with the Queen of Swords, both powerful, but like if you picked 3, then it's going to be more of like a masculine strength, masculine power, fiery energy, things like that. You're gonna have to maybe step on some toes to get back in control, as opposed to just having that calm, assertive presence. You're really gonna need to show people that you're the boss. Might be butting some heads. All right. Well, I hope that that's been helpful, and I hope that you have an all right month and you get through everything. Well, I know you will eventually get through everything. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot when you do that. And please comment below. Let me know how it's going on for you this month or how it goes. I'm very, very curious, and I always love reading your comments so much. They do mean a lot. And if you would like a personal reading, you're more than welcome to email me at contact@sinceretarot.co.uk. Have a great month. See you later.